there's a particular theme that I want to focus on, and that's presence. When you have presence, people listen. Presence in a room, presence in a one-to-one conversation, presence in a seminar if you're delivering it, presence on a sales call. Presence is what gets people engaged and buying into what you say. It's a very powerful thing to cultivate. And in my experience through training people in, strategy, usually they'll overcompensate on getting better at the skills, the strategies in how to say things when there's a lack of presence. So there's a few components to this, but I want to focus on two in particular. The first thing is if you're gonna cultivate presence, you got to understand that not only will you be engaging people a lot more and be able to see how they're taking your words, okay? Because that's one element. When you start to cultivate presence, it's not just about saying what you're saying. You will notice that you become aware how people are receiving your words, and that's a big thing. That's a big thing because if it's not going down in a way that pleases your ego, for instance, if you're saying something to a customer and you're pitching it, and you're not your ego's not getting the signals that, hey, this is working, you're going to feel it. So when you cultivate presence, not only will you be in tune with the people that you're communicating with a lot more, but you'll be in tune with yourself a lot more, which means that you'll be seen. Okay, you'll be seen. When you cultivate presence, people are going to see you for you. And lots of people don't like that. I know that I've had plenty of moments and I still go through it. It's a classic egoic pattern of mine to avoid people seeing the real me because it's confronting. It's confronting, can be confronting for a lot of people, particularly when you're not wearing a mask, when you're not speaking loud and trying to get attention, right? See, you can slip back into that. That's easy. That's easy to speak, and speak and assume that you're speaking powerfully there. But when you sit back and you're not trying to be perfect and you're not trying to be slick, that's when you allow people to see you. That's when you have presence, when you're yourself. So there's those two components. And if you're going to become a more powerful communicator in 2024, you want to be aware, am I allowing people to see me, see like my heart, who I really am? Okay. And if you're not, you want to start to notice just in your next few conversations, how do I stop people from seeing me? So, for example, for me, I speak very loud. So when I start to get into presenter mode and I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? Da da da. It's like, no, don't see this. When I go ultra nice guy and ultra, spiritual maniac, that's another way of people not seeing me. But when I'm just myself speaking to you now, I know I'm open here. You guys can do what you want with this information and how I'm delivering it, because there's no mask saying a message that isn't the message that I want to deliver. Okay. So ask yourself, what do you do? Do you start to shrink? A lot of people do that. They get lost. They forget what they're talking about intentionally, or they get very loud. They might speak very fast. They might whisper. Okay. I know some whisperers, and it's not, I shouldn't say a whisper. It's like a very low, quiet tone, and they're being very careful with their communication. Okay, there's plenty of ways that people do this. You just want to know yours. Okay, because if you know yours, you'll know how to step out of it. Well, you'll have half the equation to stepping out of it. Now, the second thing is, are you comfortable with people actually listening to you? Again, just because you're talking, it doesn't mean people are listening to you on a sales call or in a team meeting. That's just the blatant fact. I've had many sales calls where I know I've been speaking and customers going, yeah, yeah, okay, Jordan, great. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I know what's coming next. You're going to pitch me. They weren't listening. But when they're listening and they're hearing what you're saying, different thing. You'll feel it. There's a tension to it. Okay, a tension, you'll feel that their attention is on you, and you'll feel that there's a tension, as in a bit of discomfort. Do you want that? And if you don't, you want to challenge yourself. Why don't I want that? Have I had moments where what I've said has been rejected? Have I had moments where I've screwed up in front of a lot of people? I have plenty of times. Like, well, what's your thing? Why don't you want people to listen to you? Because I guarantee you right now, if you're not cultivating the presence and the engagement when you're speaking, it's because there's something going on either side there. You don't want people to see you, and you don't want to see people's reaction to your words when they're listening. You don't want it. So it's easy. Mask and let me just talk. And you just respond. But when they're listening and they're absorbing it, they have a chance to say, hey, I like this, or hey, I don't like it. I don't like it. Big, big thing. And if you cultivate presence, what you'll find, your sales calls will get easier. You won't need as many things. Your words will have weight. They'll have weight. It won't just be listing 5 or 6 benefits to your thing, or telling all of these stories, or needing to help your customers on sales like calls, like you start coaching them and giving them advice. You won't need to do that if you have presence. If you have presence, if people are actually listening to you, and if you're allowing yourself to be seen, you're allowing yourself. Okay, big, big thing. All righty. So I'm going to give you those 2 things to think about over the Christmas break, and they'll serve you well, because once you identify the ways that you block people from seeing you and the reasons why you don't want people to actually to listen to your words, when you identify all that, okay, you'll start to have you'll start to form a clear path to stepping out of that. And when you do, you'll say a lot less, but you'll be much more effective. Okay. Merry Christmas from me. I hope you have a fantastic new year. And stay tuned for more masterclasses, workshops, retreats. It's all coming next year. And yeah, I look forward to catching up when it's that time. All right. Catch you guys. Bye. Big love.